Okay, so I wanted to look at this Mark Rober situation that took place. So yesterday I had watched this video, Can You Fool a Self-Driving Car? And it basically painted out Tesla as to being like non-working or not as good as, well, without getting too technical, there's like lidar self-driving type of thing, and then Tesla's Autopilot. And basically what Mark Rober did, it kind of came to a conclusion that Tesla cars are not as good as like this other car that he was trying out that has lidar technology. I mean, so obviously we're not going to watch the whole video here. We're just going to jump into the drama and everything that took place. But okay, so it also looks like that he uploaded a YouTube short. I haven't seen it, so let's just get into it and see basically what it is. It's probably just going to be like a summarization of that long form video.
I'm going to try and trick my Tesla's Autopilot into running through this Wile E. Coyote painted brick wall. Because unlike other cars that use sensors like radar or lidar to see, Teslas famously only rely on simple optical cameras for its autopilot. Now to a human driver, while that sort of looks convincing, the image processing in our brains is advanced enough that we pick up on the minor visual inconsistencies and we wouldn't hit it. And then a car with lidar will of course stop because it's just using a point cloud that detects a wall without seeing the painted image at all.
So this is the car that's using lidar technology, a bit different than what Tesla is using. And in the lidar, in the testing with this car over here, pretty much like all tests that was used with this car came out in its favor. But Tesla, some of them were not good for Tesla.
Stop, because this is using
But this is the lidar car with the lidar technology here.
a point cloud that detects a wall without seeing the painted image at all. So while my clever ruse is no match for a human or a lidar sensor, question is, can I trick my Tesla into running straight through that wall? Well, as a firm believer in the scientific method, there's only one way to find out.
It just goes through. Tesla goes through.
Turns out my Tesla is less Roadrunner, more Wile E. Coyote. Wow!
Okay, so that happens, and we get comments over here like the best anti-Tesla commercial. Now do one more test, check if your X account is still active. I remember a few years back Musk saying if your car depends on lidar, you're doomed. Elon in shambles. So it's just like people, well, you know how the internet is with Elon now. Elon is like 50% love him, 50% hate him. And this situation here with the Tesla crashing into that wall just made it easier for all the Elon haters to come out and just basically talk smack on Elon and Tesla company. And you notice that in the YouTube comments here, and I think it's still the same for the same long form video here. Making enemies with Tesla and with the Disney with only one video to this commitment. It's funny because we got a Disney ad over here. Next Mark's video will be like, can you engineer your way out of a lawsuit? Tesla lawyers are going to be working 12-hour days for a while, I think. And it's just like other people kind of like praising this video a little bit. But what I wanted to bring up, and then I just seen this comment that's basically said what I was going to say right now. Twitter/X is singing a different tune on the video. So while like the YouTube comments are, like I was saying, praising this Mark Rober video over here, Can You Fool a Self-Driving Car? The people on X, when you look up Mark Rober on the search bar, is, as that comment was saying, singing a different tune, just calling out Mark Rober. So over here at the top post, we got this one that has 5,900 reposts, 43,000 likes, over 6 million views, and 1.6k replies. And we'll just read out this whole thread over here, because this is basically like the summarization of why Mark Rober is getting called out right now. So here we got Alex Finn on X saying, this is Mark Rober. He spent years building one of the strongest reputations in social media, loved by tens of millions of followers. Yesterday he obliterated it all with one 18-minute video. It's a story of greed, deception, and cowardice. Here's the story of what happened. And here we got the thumbnail, of course. And over here Alex gives a little summarization of Mark Rober, just real quick, where it says, Mark is a longtime YouTuber who spent years accruing over 65 million subscribers. He filmed wildly entertaining videos testing the limits of physics and tech. He was Mr. Beast before there was a Mr. Beast. Yesterday he let money, politics, and greed get in the way of all of that. And then it's just like a screenshot from his channel showing like his most popular videos. And then the next post over here in reply to that is, Mark put out a video titled, Can You Fool a Self-Driving Car? The concept of the video is simple. Drive a Tesla in full self-driving mode on a road where there is a wall painted like a road. Harmless enough, right? And here's just a screenshot from the video with the caption, and where Mark is saying, and as the wall crept closer and closer without moving an inch, it's just him driving towards the drawn out wall. Wrong. The video was filled with deception, lies, and illegal, undisclosed advertising. In the video, the Tesla does not detect the wall and goes right through it. On top of that, there's a kid mannequin that gets absolutely nailed, but there's a few things that Mark doesn't tell you. And here's the screenshot of the Tesla crashing through the wall. First of all, he lied about full self-driving. He didn't even use FSD. He used Autopilot, which even Tesla admits is an older, not as strong technology. But even worse, he deactivates it right before he hits the wall. In a sneaky maneuver, he moves the wheel to deactivate Autopilot. So no Rainbow Road right before he hits the wall, indicating he deactivated Autopilot. Okay, so I don't own a Tesla, and I don't really... I mean, I've seen videos of like the Autopilot, FSD, and all that, right? But that was a while ago. But without trying to make this segment too long, apparently there's supposed to be like a Rainbow Road, and that would indicate that there is Autopilot on. So let's go to the video itself and see what shows up over here in the footage.
Oh boy. All right, here we go. And so I steeled myself and accelerated the Tesla up to the 40 miles an hour. And as the wall crept closer and closer without moving
So I don't know what they mean by Rainbow Road.
Oh,
I see it, I see it. I don't know if I'm covering it, but over here.
And it turned out
Actually, let's go back, data mode. Right there, the Rainbow Road. Okay, so yeah, Rainbow Road is off. It was on for a little bit, but it wasn't on right there and then.
So I can definitively say, for the first time in the history of the world, Tesla's optical camera system would absolutely smash through a fake wall without even a slight tap on the brakes.
And actually, to that, Mark did speak on the situation. So over here we got, here's the raw footage of my Tesla going through the wall. Not sure why it didn't disengage it. 17 frames before hitting the wall, but my feet weren't touching the brake or gas. So I guess we gotta look out for the Rainbow Road. There's no Rainbow Road.
Here we go!
Okay, there's the Rainbow Road, so that's Autopilot.
Holy shoot!
Thank you for the video, but this appears to be a different clip where Autopilot was activated much later than it shows in your original video. Pic attached. Does this mean you ran this test multiple times? And while you're here, can you also comment on why FSD wasn't used? But there's a Rainbow Road here. Yeah, see, so like there's like a bunch of like technical stuff. I mean, it's not really super technical if I were to look into it, but I don't know, dude. It's like a bunch of technicality, but it's like a bunch of like people are calling it out. But that's what Mark over there had to say. And now let's go back to the thread over here by Alex Finn. He asked here, but why would he so purposely slander and attack Teslas like this? Oh yeah, he is working with a lidar company, which he illegally never discloses. That was one thing that I noticed too. Like after all this calling out started coming out, like never in the video did Mark say anything like that it was like any sponsorship. I think he later goes on to say that it wasn't a sponsorship, as we'll check the description a bit later. But Mark, like, I never really got the full confirmation that Mark got sent anything or anything like that, or like got sponsored or anything. I just kind of assumed that like he just did this test just to do testing. Like nobody hit him up or anything from either company. And then over here, Alex Finn also says, in fact, on his first trading day since the video was posted, the lidar company stock is up over 27%, over $50 million. So this I did not really know that lidar was a public company. And yeah, up 27% now. How does their stock perform like overall usually? Okay, so it's super down. Peaked at around 500. Yeah, peaked at around $565, and now it's at $6 a share. But yeah, this is a pretty relative, of course. Well, I mean, 35% on a, no wait, 27%. Of course, 27% on a day. Pretty massive, no matter what. But yeah, it's just wow how it happened after that Mark Rover video. And in addition to that, Tesla also was down 4%, but I don't really think that it had anything to do with the Mark Rover video, because Tesla is a $745 billion company. I don't think. Like, what's 4% of that? 4 times 8? Let's be conservative. 4 times 7, $28 billion. like tens of billions of dollars lost over a video. I don't think so, but it's just that is something that happened. And then the next post on the Alex Finn thread was, on top of that, he lies about other sponsors. Now this is what I also wanted to talk about. Alex over here says he regularly shills Google Pixel phones. In the video itself, he shows you a Pixel filming the video. Look close, so in the reflection of the Tesla, he's actually filming with an iPhone and edited the shot to look like a Pixel. And I saw someone else also say that with this phone here, like, why is the Google logo in the horizontal mode right there like that? And then here, where's the reflection of the Apple phone? Oh, I guess it's like the three circle cameras over here. Wait, circle's the whole thing. Okay, so this is the whole phone right here, and then the cameras over here. Ah, okay. And it just later post edit or something. Or I maybe did another angle of where the Google was there. But why is that the... Like, even if you want to give Mark, like, the benefit of the doubt, why is it like that, dude? That's so weird. 65 million subscribers, 500,000 X followers, a pristine reputation, all of that destroyed for a payday. If you are a creator, this is the ultimate lesson in ethics and responsibility. It takes years to build a reputation, big reputation, and moments to destroy it forever. The backlash since has been unrelenting. His videos being bombarded with dislikes. Alright. Social media is in an uproar about his lies. He was even forced to put out a follow-up video. One issue, the video had completely different footage from his original video. More lies. He sold his soul. He betrayed his country by attacking the most American-made car company in the world. Alright, now we're getting into a little bit like a little political space. Could this maybe be seen as political? I can see why people would think that, but I don't know. But then why would Mark be doing all of this? Bro really does need to explain himself besides just posting this X video post. He deceived his entire audience, all for a paycheck. Let this be a warning for all creators out there. It is never worth risking your reputation for a couple bucks. I don't think he got paid anything, as we'll see in a bit, like why I think this. But Alex goes on to finish it by saying, I hope you learned some lessons about reputation from this post. If you found it at all interesting, I encourage you to follow Alex Finn for more. Also feel free to hit like and repost on the post link below. Okay, but yeah, Mark Rober kind of like, I don't know if he posted this description here when the video launched or after this whole backlash has happened, but here we got some additional context in the description of Mark Rober's video where it says, okay, yeah, he actually did add this full uncut footage from the fake wall crash, and it's got to be that one that we just looked at, right? All right, yeah. Did he say anything more after this? I don't think so. Nope. Over here in the description, we also got, thanks to Luminar for allowing us to test their lidar equipped car. They provided the vehicle for testing purposes, but no compensation was given, and this is not a paid promotion. But he links them he links their website, and then as we've seen the comments, we've already seen how they are. But yeah, so the comments are kind of like I was saying, kind of praising him. But over here on X, they're just like dogging it on him. Oh, yikes, that's not a good look. If true that this is riddled with corruption and deceit, it shouldn't be a surprise when people try to deceive others in the name of profit. The evidence is clear and everyone should judge for themselves. Curious, how would anybody here redo this test if they could? This one hurts. I loved his videos with the glitter packages, but he's on my do not watch list now. It's crazy he'd ruin his reputation for that. So sad to see him blow it all away like this. Insane, great thread. Yeah, you know, just more comments or more replies on X here. On this X post, just criticizing him. But then let's look up Mark Rober again, just on X, and see what they got here. Mark Rober and post. This video is gonna be a winner. Everyone hates Elon right now. Tesla community pokes a million holes in the experiments within 36 hours. Mark Rober. Here's the raw footage. I don't know what happened. I'm innocent. Mark Rober is a fraud. He literally engaged FSD 3 seconds before the wall. You can see him disengage autopilot by turning the steering wheel up. Yeah, and then the little rainbow road goes off too. And then blackout trades over here. You know what really needs to happen with this Mark Rober fiasco? Tesla needs to pull the data from the car itself and show us exactly what happened. How many attempts, speeds, autopilot engagement / disengagement, the whole thing. I know what the data will show, that this was a huge case of fraud, but I doubt Mark wants us to see all that. At Elon Musk and at Tesla should sue the pants off this guy. Sad. I had a ton of respect for Mark before this stunt. Yeah, that'll be interesting to do if they do this. Tesla, that is. Another thing that I wanted to kind of call out as well. In this video, Mark Rober also does something at Disneyland or Disney World, one of those Disney places, where he goes to the location and then hides this like camera thing with the lidar technology. Like you're not allowed to bring it in, so he just like wears this big coat and then has it over it, and he just like secretly brings it in, so has to seek it through security, and he does. And the thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way over here is that he shows like the security faces in this video of him just like
Even though this moment
getting through them.
Terrifying, I knew I just needed to play it cool. Like that.
Excuse me, can you not record the...
And the security was in fact extremely tight. But our alibi was tighter.
All right, we're in. 1 down, 2 to go.
What's it?
Yeah, that's kind of a bit of a weird flex. Like, okay, you got something through security, and not just that, but like you also plastered their face on the internet in front of now over 12 million people in just a matter of a few days.
And so after sneaking past the last of the right security, I was finally in place.
Says it all proud too.
It's time to point out that the final boss here in this control room, watching all the infrared see in the dark cameras, was the one I was most afraid would shut down the whole operation.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Like if the Tesla thing, now knowing all the things that he got called out for, if that's not enough to like rub anyone the wrong way, then just doing what he did to the security here and then exposing them by saying that he got through them, just as a whole other weird thing that he did and executed upon, just by showing their faces in his video. I don't know why that was necessary. And over here I posted about it, or like reacted to it on my X account. I said, I can see the vibes on Mark, even he looking compromised. Speak on this at Elon Musk. And I don't know if he is going to, or if he has. Let me just look through the replies here. I know that bro like replies and posts a lot, but let's see if we could see anything. Let's see if he said anything about the Mark Rober situation. It doesn't seem like it, man. But yeah, like that one post was saying, hopefully like Tesla can maybe discount what Mark had to say, or Elon speaks on it or reacts to it at least, and we'll see what they might end up fighting. And if it's against Mark, bro's got like another huge wave of backlash and reputation lookout coming out against him. Alright, but I guess so we could get some like factual stuff correct. Let's look at the new Philip DeFranco video, The Truth About Mark Rober, Tesla Crash, and Trump accused of going full dictator over Biden pardons. It's this video here. We'll see if Philip DeFranco adds on to anything that we just talked about.
Tesla crash scandal has gotten so big, you've got people calling on Elon Musk to sue the YouTuber into the ground, and so we got his response to the backlash and allegations along with new unreleased footage. Now for his part with this, Mark responded to some of this backlash by posting the raw footage of the wall test.
Here we go! Here we go! Holy shit!
Well, by looking at that clip again, he only turns on the autopilot, AP autopilot, for only like a little bit. No, so he was driving for most of it, turns on autopilot, and then expects it to like get it right away. The autopilot should have been on the whole time now.
Right, and with all of this developing in real time and new questions and accusations popping up, we reached out to Mark Rober for comments or response, and we actually got him on a Riverside call. Keep in mind, this is not a debate. I just want to get on the record responses from him regarding some of the most asked questions, including if he actually did multiple takes of the wall crash video, and then the internet can go from there. Mark, thank you so much for the time. I'm just going to kind of go through the bullet points of accusations and questions regarding the video.
Sure.
And like we talked about beforehand, if there are things that feels like people think that were missed or weren't covered or come out as we're recording today's video, you said you're open up to follow-ups?
Yeah, sure, totally.
Okay, so first one is less of an accusation and more a question, and that was there any reason you opted to test autopilot on the Tesla instead of full self-driving?
My understanding with full self-driving is that you have to enter an address for it to work, and it, as opposed to just being able to engage it. And this is what Tesla is called autopilot, and even Googling it, seeing what they determine as autopilot. And my understanding is that the sensor is not different, whether it's full self-driving or autopilot. Knowing if that's a wall or not, that doesn't change. So I think I'd be happy to rerun the experiment in full self-driving. I'm pretty confident it wouldn't be a different result. So to me, it was a distinction without a difference.
In the clip that you posted on Twitter where you said, here's the raw footage, can you explain what it is that we're seeing and what you're trying to explain is happening in that? You said, not sure why it disengages 17 frames before hitting the wall, but my feet weren't touching the brake or gas.
Yeah, it's weird how he It's weird how you framed it like this. No pun intended. But no, it's weird how Mark wrote it out like this, saying, not sure why it disengages 17 frames. Like, why are you saying 17 frames? Why did you say, like, 2 seconds before hitting the wall? I guess he's trying to be, like, more technical and stuff, so, like, the people could screen record, download the video, and then go into their editing program and then look at it frame by frame. But, I don't know, I did find it weird that he says 17 frames instead of, like, saying right before or 2 seconds before hitting the wall, because it didn't seem like 17 frames. It seems, I don't know, it seemed like it was longer than that.
Engages 17 frames before hitting the wall, but my feet weren't touching the brake or gas.
So I think people were saying that I was manually just drove it through, because 17 frames, by the way, is like less than a half of a second before it hits the wall. Again, my hypothesis.
Oh, his video I think is like 60 frames a second. Dang, so still less than half. No, it was longer than that. That there was no Rainbow Road.
I don't know why it would disengage. I was not pulling on the steering wheel. And by the way, even if I did disengage it, it's less than a half a second before you go off. The outcome would not be different.
Edit no phone on Mark saying you didn't get a text. No one is thinking of you right now. Sorry about that. Or just
different. My guess is maybe the sensors, the ultrasonic sensors, which I think are on the bumper, they probably just disengage if they sense that something big is there, and it just stops being in the self-driving mode or autopilot, whatever you want to call it. So that's all I'm saying is, like, some people clipped right after and said, look, it's not on autopilot. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm just here, like, I don't have a horse in this race either, by the way, right? I just wanted to go out. I love my Tesla. I'll probably get a new one when they come out. I'm just here to look at the data. And I think I struck like a political nerve or something. And the video was about lidar, like, and all the cool ways lidar's used. So I felt like this was a fun test to run. And papers have been run on it. Like, can you fool a self-driving car with the Wile E. Coyote ride? Like, papers have been written on this. So it's like, well, I should just run the test. And that's what it was.
Regarding the raw clip and what's in the video, there have been people that say that it looks like you may have had multiple takes, or possibly gone through the wall multiple times. Were there multiple takes? What can you give any insight there?
There was. I mean, this is like what you put in end video. So the first day we went out there, I think you can even see it. There was we didn't have like the styrofoam wall. It was just like a vinyl sheet. And it was clear if you just drive up with it, you know, you can see it, the Tesla tells you the math of what it's looking at. And if you drive up to this wall with the road, it doesn't register anything. It doesn't register a cone. It's so like whatever the math that it's doing in the computer, it doesn't register when you paint a road that something's there. Like even if you just drive up to it. So anyways, we did a take. It went right through. I think that was the one that maybe was at 40 miles an hour or something. But it was just like, instead of cutting through it, like which would visually look cool, it just kind of tore the side and like a little flap came up. So it was like, that was a very interesting finding that it actually worked. And by the way, I'm happy to give you the raw footage of that take too. So you'll see it going through the wall, but it's more of a flap. And then we're like, holy crud, I can't believe. So you'll see it going through the wall, but it's more of a flap. And then we're like, holy crud, I can't believe that really worked. And then I don't know, like 3 weeks later, we went back out when schedule permitted, this time with like a styrofoam wall. Because I thought it'd be funny if it's like, well, now that it goes through the walls, we should have like a fun cutout as it goes through. So I guess in the edit, then we used the start of one of those clips. So it went through the wall twice, once when it was just kind of a flap, and then second when it actually was. And I understand. So I guess that's the confusion there.
So the clip that you posted online or on Twitter was the one where you actually, the raw of you actually going through it the second time?
Yes, that's the second.
Okay.
second.
Whereas the cool styrofoam and like the cutout, right?
Sure.
The first time you'll see, it's just like a vinyl print. It kind of just, the flap ripped up on the side. So it just didn't look as interesting.
Regarding Luminar, there have been a lot of people asking what kind of role they played. Right, the description of the video says they provided the car for testing. Did they have any say in the edit? Did they have any
No
say
edit.
in the
They
setup?
didn't see the edit. I really want to clear this. Luminar gave us no money. They had no say in the edit. They did not approach us. They were just a car technology I know that used lidar. So I reached out to them and say, hey, will you let us borrow some cars? And then they let us use the cars. So we didn't pay them to come. They did not pay us. They had no say. And we didn't know what would happen either, by the way. And we told them, look, if your lidar fails one of these, it goes in the video. And if Tesla would have passed all of them, by the way, that would have gone in the video. Like, I'm very agnostic. I really just wanted to see what would happen. So truly, I don't have a horse in this race.
And I guess on that, do you or anyone close to you, once again, it's like based off of these accusations, do you or anyone close to you have any Luminar stock?
I do not own any Luminar stock, or I do not know of anyone close to me who owns any Luminar stock. Absolutely unequivocal.
And I know you said you love Tesla. Just to confirm, do you have any options or puts on Tesla?
Options or put? That's a wild question. Options or puts? Options, puts on Tesla. Asking you if he had puts on Tesla. That's wild, man. What about shorting Tesla stock, bro?
Have any?
No, but asking about just to confirm, do you have any options or puts? That's actually funny. Fucking Philip DeFranco, dude.
Options or puts on Tesla?
I have no options on Tesla. I have no puts on Tesla. I am just... There's no financial anything in here at all. Okay. At all, 100%. I'll go into quarter law.
Okay, well, because I'll note
besides data and interesting, like it's an interesting test. That's like the history of my channel. Like, and just whatever the data shows is what I'll put up.
Because I will say, yeah, I mean, regarding you saying this in the court of law, I mean, there have been a lot of people, granted it's the internet, granted it's YouTube videos. I've seen some folks like, I think it was Meet Kevin, saying that there's a possibility of a lawsuit. Do you have any concerns over that based off of the video or anything like that?
No, because it's like, I mean, anyone can sue in America, so I guess, but I think we could get it dismissed pretty quickly because it's like, I just have nothing to hide and I have no ulterior motive here. No one's paying me. I have no stock. I have no shorting. I'm planning on getting another Tesla in, like, I don't even have politically, apparently it's a political issue. Like, I don't even have a horse in this race. I just thought it was an interesting finding.
So Mark, kind of the last two things I'll hit on. One, do you have any comment or reaction to Luminar removing the link to your video from their website? I believe it was as of this morning.
I think someone said that they had posted it. My guess is they took it down because we were very clear with them, like, you aren't allowed to use this at trade shows. This isn't part of your marketing material. Like, this isn't a puff piece for you. We just want to borrow the car and whatever happens, happens. So my guess is they felt bad and realized that's a bad look if they are posting it. But we told them, like, this is not for your marketing materials. We are just using your car for our video. So if it's down, I'm guessing that's why they took it down out of respect for us.
Sure. And then the last thing is just, is there any general reaction or statement or anything you want to throw in there that you feel like wasn't addressed by the questions that I've thrown at you, which or anything like that?
No, I just like, I love my Tesla. Like, it's one of my favorite. I'm really just here for the data. Like, I really don't have a horse in this race. And I realize now we plan these videos a year in advance. So the idea that this was like timed because of political stuff, like a year and a half ago, this was on our docket and we've been marching towards releasing this. So I plan on upgrading my Tesla in like 6 months. So I'm just here for the data. And I don't think it means they're self-driving or is terrible as in it. Like, it's going to get better. Like, but yeah, what happened. And if you could easily recreate, what happened, and anyone with a Tesla can easily recreate exactly what I did. So.
Well, I've definitely seen that there's been talk of trying to recreate it. So it's going to be interesting to see if that happens, what the results will be. But for now, thank you so much for the time. Yeah, we'll talk soon. Right, so that is a story. Then you have Mark Rober's responses. And from here, while we wait to see what plays out, I'd love to know your thoughts on the situation. Because yeah, this is a news show. That's why people watch. But what really makes it interesting for me is the conversation.
Okay, yeah. I'll take his word for it. I mean, Mark hasn't really done anything bad in the past that would make me question his authenticity. So I will take his word for it. The only thing that I've ever seen like Mark Rober be controversial in was this one clip from a Rosanna Pansino video. Okay, so this is Rosanna Pansino. She does not like Mr. Beast, and whenever she was making a bunch of videos on Mr. Beast last year, calling him out and exposing him, in one of the videos, this one over here, Mr. Beast digitally removed hospital leak video, this video here, and while calling out Mr. Beast, she also goes on to call out Mark Rober, who is seen in this video here. So basically, just to give out context, it's just that Mr. Beast was seen at an apartment or a house where they were like on a crypto website or something in the United States, and you can't really do that in the US because it's illegal. And Mr. Beast was here just like watching the thing, but then the other person that was there was Mark Rober. So this was like the only other time that pretty much like the only other time where I've seen Mark Rober like in a bad light. But yeah, here's the clip of Rosanna calling them out.
Shows that he is continuing to do this behavior, and not only gambling, but illegal gambling. Also, I'm watching the video and I'm looking around to see if I recognize any of the faces. What do you know? I spot Mark Rober. It appears that when he notices someone picks up a camera and starts filming, he steps out of frame. He's noticing someone's filming and trying to step out of frame. So why are we doing that, Mark? Do you not want to publicly be associated with illegal online gambling?
Okay, but yeah, that was Rosanna there calling out even Mark Rober there. Mark Rober really got seen, or really got the crossfires of Rosanna targeting Mr. Beast, bro, just there. But yeah, that was like the only other time I really seen Mark Rober being like in a controversial position. This story didn't necessarily blow up. Well, this video got 1.6 million views, but like it didn't really go on to become like this whole huge story that had a bunch of other things happen after it. But now with Mark Rober in this situation here, yeah, like I said, like I'll take his word for it with this whole Tesla thing, how he responded to Philip DeFranco's questions here. And W. Philip DeFranco for getting him on and then asking him these pretty good questions and getting direct answers from the guy himself. But let's see what the comments are saying to him. Okay, there's like a good amount of questions here that are just saying, like, let me read this one comment over here. Does anyone remember the stories about how Tesla would stop their auto driving software when it realizes there's going to be an accident and can't stop it in time? That looks a lot like what happens in the video. That could probably be the case there. But yeah, like a bunch of other comments that also bring that up. As Mark said, even if autopilot was turned off, it was already so close to the wall at that point. It should have never gotten that close in the first place if it was working. But he was driving first, like on his own, right? And then he turned on the autopilot. And that probably didn't give the autopilot enough time to stop. It should have, by the length it was, but I don't think it was like enough time per se. At least that's how I understood it from the Rainbow Road showing. But I don't know, man. Like, I'll take Mark Rober's word for it, like I said. But yeah, like if there's other people out there that can disprove what he was saying with their own Teslas and stuff, doing their own experiments, we'll see how that goes.